Terrance B. Lettsome International Airport, where the historic Caribbean Airlines flight to the British Virgin Islands moments ago landed here on the tarmac. Some 52 passengers were on board, coming from Trinidad and Tobago, then from Antigua, here to the British Virgin Islands. I was told just over 20 of those passengers will now depart from the airport to San Juan. Here's what we have in store.
It is my pleasure to serve once again for this yet another inaugural flight ceremony. And this time it's Caribbean Airlines. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, Mrs. Dawn Carrere's prayer set the pace. It mentioned a lot of things. So we asked for blessings for not only us in the territory, because this particular airline is going to help to boost our economy. It's also going to, of course, bring visitors from different parts of the world to view and visit and partake of and enjoy our beautiful territory. And she also prayed for the blessings upon the airlines itself, all those who were involved. So we are grateful for Caribbean Airlines. I did have the privilege and the pleasure of being around the table when a Caribbean Airlines first showed their interest to fly here to the BVI in 2019 under the former leadership of the former board of directors. So we are happy that this has actually come to fruition. A Caribbean Airlines are now flying to the Virgin Islands, to and from the Virgin Islands. And we are again ecstatic. And we're going to hear a lot more about what this means for us by the speakers. But before I get into this, I'd just like to extend the protocol, the proper protocols to all who are here. We first acknowledge the Honorable Premier, Dr. Natalio Wheatley. We also we also pay tribute to Honorable Kai Reimer, the Minister of Communications and Works, and Mrs. Susan Reimer. And we also want to recognize in their presence the Honorable Vincent Wheatley, Minister for Health and Social Development. We also recognize Honorable Shari Di Castro, Minister for Education and Youth Affairs and Sports. We also recognize Mr. Kurt Minal, the Managing Director for BVI AA. We recognize Mrs. Nirmala Ramai. She is the Chief Operations Officer of Caribbean Airlines. And we recognize Mrs. Delma Maduru, Chairman of the Board of BVI Tourist Board and members of the BVI Tourist Board. We recognize Mr. Theodore Burke, Chairman of the BVI Airports Authority, and also the members of the BVI Airports Authority that are present. We want to also recognize a few of the members of the Caribbean Airlines crew who traveled with us, traveled to be with us today. And they are Ms. Dion DeGore, Brent Gaspard, sorry if I pronounce the names incorrectly, Maramanin Basudayo, Sally Carrington, Alicia Cabrera, Captain David Sigmore, Captain Verboms, and Purser Gillian De Freitas. And there's a host of others who are here with us today. I'm understanding about 47 persons traveled to be part of this ceremony this morning. We are thankful for them for joining us, and we look forward to meeting them individually at some point. I promise not to keep you too much longer in this heat, so we're going to try to move this program as quickly as possible. We're now going to have welcome remarks by Mr. Kurt Minal, Managing Director. He will be followed by remarks by Honorable Kai Reimer, and Honorable Reimer will be followed by remarks by Honorable Premier. So I'm not going to come back up here and ask for you to come. Please follow as I just called you. So we're going to push this as quickly as we can. I want to recognize Honorable Carl Dawson, Dr. Carl Dawson, Junior Minister for Fisheries and Agriculture. Welcome.
I'd like to recognize the protocol established so ably by our Honorable Junior Minister. And of course, in the same vein as I'll try to keep it short, I had a great speech in mind, but the sun has a different plan. What we're experiencing here today is actually the fruit of a seed that was planted in 2019 by the then Airports Authority Board and the government of the BVI. This is more than just an inaugural flight or a new route. For us, it's a partnership. It's about growing our tourism economy. It's about growing our business. It's about cultural exchange throughout the Caribbean. What you'll find in the BVI is that we take the issue of inter-regional connectivity personally. We take it to heart because we're all the way up north. And normally to travel south, to travel north, you have to make so many connections. So this partnership today, what it does is it builds bridges, not just between islands and airports, but it builds bridges between families. In the BVI, I'm told that you have more than 100, 120 plus nationalities. So there's that natural demand, there's that desire to get out of the BVI and get into the BVI. So this partnership with Caribbean Airlines is a natural partnership. It's like coming home. if I could sing, I would just sing that and that would be my welcome. So I won't keep you too long. Again, welcome home, Caribbean Airlines. Welcome home, all of our partners here. Thank you for making the time to come to be with us today. We see this as the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship as we enhance inter-regional connectivity, not just into the BVI, but throughout the Caribbean. Thank you so much and welcome again.
Good morning, everyone. I too had a long speech, but the sun is a little hot with this jacket, so I will shorten it. I acknowledge the protocol that has been ably established, and I just want to welcome the team from Caribbean Airlines here to the BVI this morning. Let's get them a round of applause. As we acknowledge the protocol, we knew that this was long in coming from 2019, and the discussions were ongoing. It came to a point when I was like, just tell me when the start date is, because, you know, the date shifted from April to May to 2021 to 2022. But we all knew the intention was that American Airlines would be coming. And our intentional Caribbean Airlines, I was just checking to see if you're listening. Our intention as a government was always to increase intra-regional travel. The MD spoke about the number of different nationalities here within our territory. And most of all, we want to make sure that they connect and we connect as efficient as possible. So this morning, this is a milestone for the BVI, and we are definitely proud and excited to have Caribbean Airlines here in our shores. We will be here for 4 times a week, I understand, but I'm sure that later we will change that to bring it to 7 days a week because of the interest in the persons coming to our shores. But I just want to acknowledge the board, the BVI Airports Authority board, the staff, the managing director, even the airlift committee that is joined with the BVI Tourist Board. And we must acknowledge them and the work that they do in terms of cementing the fact that we need intra-regional travel, and we're seeing it come to fruition here today. So again, I must acknowledge the government as well as we focus on airport development, intra-regional travel, and our tourism product on a whole. So this morning, we're happy to have you. And I like the song. I can't really sing, but we'll party a little later on with the song. So again, good morning and welcome to the BVI. Thank you.
Pleasant good afternoon, everyone. I acknowledge the protocol which has already been established. To our special guests, officials of Caribbean Airlines, and the crew and passengers of this morning's inaugural flight, a warm welcome, and I do mean warm welcome to the Virgin Islands. Today's commencement of this new service is the culmination of significant work by all the partners involved. I recall the dialogue between Caribbean Airlines and the BVI Airports Authority commenced in 2019 with great interest and excitement. Arrangements were well advanced for flights to begin between May and June 2020. But as we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic came in March 2020 and disrupted tourism and travel worldwide. So I'm thrilled that the BVI's team, led by Minister of Communications and Works, Honorable Kai Reimer, BVI AA Chairman Mr. Theodore Buck, and Managing Director Mr. Court Menal, and Caribbean Airlines team, led by CEO Mr. Gavin Madeira, have successfully navigated all the details for this new service to take flight finally. And I certainly also want to acknowledge BVI Platinum Services, who's the agent. And I see Manny and Patty here this morning. As Premier of the Virgin Islands, I sincerely thank you for your efforts. Today we celebrate not just the arrival of Caribbean Airlines' inaugural flight to our beautiful British Virgin Islands, but also today we celebrate not just the arrival of Caribbean Airlines' inaugural flight to our beautiful Virgin Islands, but also the strengthening of bonds that unite our Caribbean family, and even greater things to come. The commencement of today's Caribbean Airlines service, with flights to Puerto Rico in one direction and Antigua and Barbados in the other, and connections to not just Caribbean Airlines route network, but all the operators and destinations that can be accessed through these transit airports, is a significant step to boosting the connectivity and accessibility of the BVI with the world, but most importantly with our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. The islands and people of the Caribbean share a common heritage, culture, and destiny, and it cannot be overstated how much interregional travel is a lifeline for connecting our people, fostering economic growth, and promoting cultural exchange. Many people who live and work in the Virgin Islands have ties across the Caribbean region, whether through business, family, or friendships. A significant part of our workforce is from the various Caribbean islands. Therefore, it means a lot to them to have reliable, convenient, and affordable air transport. We in the Caribbean know that interregional travel catalyzes economic growth. It opens up new markets, creates jobs, and stimulates investment. For the Virgin Islands, increased connectivity means more opportunities for our tourism sector, the backbone of our economy, and for developing new sectors. It means more visitors to our shores, more business opportunities for our hotels, restaurants, and local artisans, and more opportunities for local businesses to expand outward. It means a brighter future for our people. But beyond the economic benefits, intra-regional travel fosters a sense of unity and cultural exchange. It allows us to share our unique traditions, music, and cuisine with our Caribbean neighbors, and for them to share with us. It strengthens the bond of friendship and solidarity that have always been the hallmark of our region. We are building a stronger, more united Caribbean by bridging the distances between our islands. Today we are happy to welcome Caribbean Airlines to the Virgin Islands. This inaugural flight begins a new chapter in our journey towards more excellent connectivity. Caribbean Airlines has long been a symbol of excellence in aviation, and we are thrilled to have them as our partners in this endeavor. Again, we extend our warmest welcome to the crew and passengers of this inaugural flight. We hope your experience here will be as memorable and enjoyable as the journey that brought you to our shores. Your presence here today is a testament to the growing importance of intra-regional travel and the bright future for our Caribbean family. As we celebrate this milestone, I want to assure you of my government's commitment to collaboration and partnership. The challenges we face as a region are significant but not insurmountable. By working together and bridging the gaps that separate us, we can overcome these challenges and build a brighter future for all our people. The sky is the limit of what we can achieve. Thank you, and again I say, welcome to the Virgin Islands.
All right, thank you so much for our speakers this morning. Mr. Manal, with the welcome remarks, he talked about building bridges and making connections and hoping that we will have a long and fruitful relationship with Caribbean Airlines. Honorable Ramai also extended warm welcome and mentioned the 2019 efforts and also recognized the board members and the government for having the foresight to push towards us being here today. And of course, our premier mentioned COVID-19 and the disruption of our plans to actually have Caribbean Airlines here, but nothing happens before its time. So this is the right time. the right place and the right people who's supposed to be here are here. And he also recognized all who made today's event possible. He recognized Platinum, who will be providing the ground service. And of course, he went into a little bit more details as to why today's event of us having this inaugural call of Caribbean Airlines is going to be a beneficial venture for us here in the BVI and of course for Caribbean Airlines. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to the staff of the BVI Airports Authority, especially the committee that coordinated this morning's event, led by Ms. Deja. And also like to recognize the media houses that are here. I understand there are also some media houses from Trinidad. Is that the case? Yeah? Okay, so we'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are here with us this morning. Now we're going to continue with the program, and we're going to ask for remarks by Mrs. Nirmala Ramai. You will pronounce it properly for me, please. And she is the Chief Operations Officer of Caribbean Airlines. And this will be followed by remarks by Mrs. Delma Maduro, Chairman of the BVI Tourist Board.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I stand on all protocols observed. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the Board of Directors and employees of Caribbean Airlines, to officially welcome you all to the Caribbean Airlines family and Tortola to our network of destinations. 2024 has been a year of milestones for Caribbean Airlines as we have been realizing our vision of regional connectivity through our expansion. With 4 weekly flights on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, we will bring over 540 seats into and out of Tortola, enabling us to connect passengers directly from Trinidad and Tobago, Antigua, Puerto Rico, and Barbados. Our schedule also gives access to wider network into South and North America and soon into the French Caribbean from December. This, our first ever connectivity to the British Virgin Islands, means we now have 24 destinations for Caribbean Airlines in the Caribbean, North and South America. I think we deserve an applause. To echo the sentiments of our CEO this morning out of Piarco in Trinidad, we are not just connecting islands. We are building bridges, creating opportunities, and supporting the development of our Caribbean in ways that matter. And we are committed to ensuring that our operations contribute positively to Tortola and fosters economic growth. Today's inaugural flight is possible because of the unwavering support you all spoke of starting since 2019, to the unwavering support of all our industry partners here in Tortola. And for this, Caribbean Airlines, thank you. We are heartened by the commitment of the teams who have worked successfully to set up and manage our operations here. To our passengers, our vision, welcome home, resonates deeply with our vision. Whatever the reason for traveling, we want every single passenger to feel the same sense of belonging the moment they step on board. Look how beautiful it looks there. Well positioned. We are heartened to be here today. We thank you for your warm welcome, and we thank you for all your support and trust in us. Caribbean Airlines is happy to be here in Tortola. Welcome home.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and valued partners from Caribbean Airlines, a pleasant good afternoon to all of you. Today is a glorious day in the British Virgin Islands as we celebrate the inaugural flight of Caribbean Airlines to the British Virgin Islands. This event, as you've heard, is not just a significant milestone for our islands. It is a beacon of hope and progress for regional air connectivity within the Caribbean. As you know, air connectivity is a vital lifeline for island nations. And while we face challenges in this area, today marks a crucial step toward overcoming them. Improved air access facilitates the arrival of tourists, as you know, a critical revenue source for our economy. And the Caribbean Airlines arrival opened doors for numerous visitors to experience our lovely landscapes, our vibrant culture, and the warm hospitality that the BVI is known for. This enhanced connectivity also allows for more efficient transportation of goods and services, supporting local industries, fostering opportunities, and attracting foreign investments. Additionally, more flights mean, as you would have heard from our Premier, I'd like to emphasize that more flights mean more job opportunities in hospitality, retail, and transportation, helping to reduce unemployment and improve our residents' quality of life. Moreover, regional air connectivity promotes cultural exchange, enriching our community ties and enhancing the experience of our visitors. It also makes travel easier for many of our residents whose origins are in one of the other countries. Let us therefore take a moment to truly appreciate the BVI's partnership with Caribbean Airlines and the collective efforts of all the persons, governmental agencies who would have been involved to this point. And at this point, I would also like to recognize the BVI Tourist Board and the Airlift Committee of the BVI Tourist Board for their effort in this regard. In summary, the inaugural flight of Caribbean Airlines serves as a catalyst for economic growth, enhancing tourism, trade, and job creation. Let us embrace this opportunity and work together for a prosperous future for our islands. Congratulations and thank you, Caribbean Airlines, for this remarkable achievement. And welcome to all of you, including the guests who are not in earshot right now, on arriving today on this inaugural flight. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for our two speakers for their remarks. And I'd like to just say that indeed what they said is so relevant and so important. And of course, having 500 seats coming to the Virgin Islands is an additional plus for us. Caribbean Airlines, 24 destinations now within the Caribbean and flying from the Caribbean and North and South America. So there are options now for us to fly outside of our comfort zone. And of course, she also mentioned building bridges, and just so that we do have a theme for today, bridging the Caribbean inter-regional travel. Thanks for all she explained and for all who were involved in us being here today. And she expounded upon the passengers' experience being able to fly on Caribbean Airlines. And she said, welcome home. We'd also like to extend welcome home to Caribbean Airlines. And of course, our chairlady, she mentioned again the vital lifeline of air connectivity to our territory, and improved air access is very important for us. The critical value resources of our economy and the transportation of goods and services. We often think about just passengers, but it's also an opportunity to transport and import goods and services here through this particular service. Now we're coming to the end. I promise that we won't be too long, and we're going to have the chairman of the BVI Ports Authority, BVI Airports Authority, Mr. Theodore Burke, give us the official vote of thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and partners, as we bring this memorable event to a close, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who played a part in today's celebration of Caribbean Airlines' inaugural flight to the Terrance B. Lettsome International Airport, making it a success. First and foremost, I would like to begin by giving thanks to Almighty God, as we're here today because of His goodness, His grace, and His mercy, which has paved the way for this remarkable milestone. To our Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. Honorable Natalio Wheatley, and our very own Subject Minister, Honorable Kai Reimer, we thank you for your unwavering dedication to supporting the authority and your continuous effort in increasing airlift to the territory. You both have been instrumental in the ongoing work to enhance our system and systems and expand our horizon. Your leadership have paved the way for today's achievement and continues to inspire progress. I must also recognize the significant contributions of the former Board of Directors who in 2019 laid the groundwork for what we see today. It was through their vision and that discussions began with Caribbean Airlines, inviting them to consider expanding the network to the Virgin Islands. To the CEO of Caribbean Airlines, Mr. Garvin Madeira, your exceptional team, whom some are present with us today, I offer my heartfelt gratitude from since our very first meeting, your team have been open, receptive, and committed to exploring the partnership between the Virgin Islands and Caribbean Airlines. Today we witnessed the first commercial operation of Caribbean Airlines in our territory, a testament to your dedication and belief in the potential of this route. A special thank you is extended to Authority's Managing Director, Kurt Manal, whose vision and persistence ensure that we remain on course to the pursuit of this partnership with Caribbean Airlines. Your exceptional leadership and dedication have been pivotal to the success of this endeavor, and we're truly grateful for your efforts. To our partners at the BVI Tourist Board, under the direction of Clive McCoy, and to the Chairman of the Airlift Committee, Mr. Alan Parker, thank you for your consistent partnership in showcasing the Virgin Islands as a prime destination. Your efforts in promoting our beautiful islands have helped to position the BVI as an ideal hub for Caribbean Airlines operation. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to Honorable Luce Hodge-Smith, our ever-reliable chairperson and Junior Minister of Tourism, and I might add, a former employee of the authority. We thank her for her consistent and unwavering support. To the hardworking committee who planned and executed today's ceremony with such precision and grace, I extend a huge thank you. Your tireless efforts behind the scene have ensured that this event proceeded without a hitch, allowing us to enjoy this occasion. To the hardworking employees of the authority who keep our facilities clean, safe, maintained, and to a high standard, I say a big thank you. To the media houses that carry the message far and wide, Caribbean Airlines is here. We thank you. Finally, to the people of the British Virgin Islands and our visitors, we thank you for joining us in marking this significant occasion. We look forward to serving you with the highest level of service. Once again, welcome, Caribbean Airlines, to the Virgin Islands, and thank you for being here to celebrate this milestone with us. May God continue to bless us all on this exciting journey ahead. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Burke, and we're grateful for your participation in this morning's ceremony, giving thanks to well-deserved everyone that he was able to list, because everyone played a role, all of you who were here, in today's successful morning ceremony. So give yourselves a well-deserved round of applause. And of course, we want to recognize persons who are not necessarily at the forefront, but those behind the scenes that we don't see, but they were able to make a contribution as well to us being here today. So we recognize those persons as well, whoever they are. So thank you again to all our speakers, all our presenters. Now it's time to exchange gifts. And I believe I am to call back the team of Caribbean Airlines to come and receive gifts from our end, and you are extending gifts on your end as well. So we're going to call Miss Ramal, Ligor, Gaspard, Bastondale, and Carrington to the podium to receive your gifts, please. BVI Tourist Board. And while we're waiting for them to come forth, the plane left Caribbean Airlines, I understand. It didn't leave yet, but it is leaving. It's actually its first flight out of the Virgin Islands, and it's going to San Juan with 29 passengers.
Yeah, that's